The church in Antioch, Gentile base, met on the Sabbath, not Sunday Antioch, the city where the followers of Jesus were first called Christians. A city not in Jerusalem, not in Judea, not in Galilee, but in Gentile territory, a Greek-Roman stronghold. Yet the church planted there, filled with Gentile believers, still worshipped on the seventh day, the Sabbath, not Sunday. Why is that a problem for modern Christianity? Because it exposes a lie, a tradition, a counterfeit. It destroys the convenient narrative that Sunday is the Christian Sabbath and reveals that the Gentile church, the very foundation of New Testament outreach to the nations, honored the fourth commandment. Acts 13:42-44 is the smoking gun. Paul preaches in the synagogue. Jews and Gentiles are listening, but then the Gentiles beg Paul, "Come back next Sabbath, teach us more." Paul doesn't say, "Don't worry, we'll start Sunday services tomorrow." No, he waits until the next Sabbath. And what happens? The whole city came together to hear the word of God. That's Antioch in Pisidia, a Gentile base. Let that sink in. Paul, the apostle to the Gentiles, taught Gentiles on the Sabbath. Why not change the day? He had the perfect opportunity. If Sunday worship was truly new covenant, why didn't Paul say, "Now that you believe in Jesus, we meet on the first day"? Because Paul never taught that. No apostle ever did. The Sabbath was not Jewish tradition, it was God's command. It was given at creation, not Sinai. Genesis 2:2-3 tells us, God rested on the seventh day and blessed it. Long before Abraham, long before Moses, long before there were Jews. The Sabbath is not ceremonial law. It's moral law. It sits in the heart of the 10 Commandments. The same law Sunday pastors preach from pulpits while skipping the only commandment that starts with remember. Why remember? Because God knew man would forget or replace it. So ask yourself, why would Gentile Christians in Antioch keep the Sabbath if it were only for Jews? Why does Paul again and again meet with both Jews and Gentiles on the Sabbath in Acts 16:13, Acts 17:2, Acts 18:4? Why didn't the apostles institute a Sunday service not once in the entire book of Acts? If you claim Sunday worship honors Christ's resurrection, show the verse. There isn't one. Not a single command from Jesus, not a single directive from the apostles. Just silence and tradition. Antioch proves Sunday worship is not apostolic, it's not biblical, it's Roman. The early church fathers admit it. The Catholic Church boasts about it. They say, we changed the Sabbath to Sunday by our own authority, and Protestants follow us. So to every pastor who says, Sunday is the Lord's day, prove it. From the Bible, not a creed, not a council, not Constantine. To every imam or skeptic who says, Christians abandoned the Sabbath, look again. The true church never did. The remnant church still honors God's holy day, not a man-made substitute. The church in Antioch was Gentile, yet Sabbath-keeping. That's not an accident. It's a revelation. It tells you that the fourth commandment was never revoked. It tells you that God's holy day was honored by Jew and Gentile alike. It tells you that Sunday worship is a deception built on human authority, not divine truth. This is not just about a day. It's about loyalty. Whom will you serve? God or tradition? Christ or Constantine? Truth or comfort? The time to choose is now. Because in the final judgment, excuses won't matter. Only obedience will. The church in Antioch stands as a witness. The Gentiles kept the Sabbath. What's your excuse?